so what is user-generated content? Well, it's any content about your services or your products that's been generated by users rather than you guys. So it's word of mouth marketing in effect. So what does it do for you? Well, first of all, it enables you guys to understand your customers. Okay, it gains you credibility. So it gains you credibility by you guys being open and transparent and allowing people in an open forum to discuss you on your own site. It gains you credibility. Okay, it generates peer-to-peer recommendations, and that breeds consumer confidence, so it enables you to sell more product. It increases customer loyalty because they are buying into you, they're investing some time in you. Okay, it provides you with fresh content, so that's for search engines, aids search engine optimization, and that in turn increases traffic. Okay, now, customers, they trust independent objective reviews from other people. Okay, much more than they trust you. So incredibly important user-generated content is there on your site. So we talk first about on-site. So this is content that's embedded within your own e-commerce or CMS site. So we've got 5 types there. We've got on-site ratings and reviews. We've got ask and answer or conversations. Social sharing, which kind of ties in with what Gemma has already mentioned. We have on-site testimonials, and we have blogs and blog comments. All user contribution. Okay, so you've got the very simple rating stars, and these are the rating stars here. You can see they're displayed at the category level, and what they're a kind of an overall consensus of opinion. Okay, but they don't tell you, and they don't tell the shopper anything really about why that product, why people felt that product deserved that rating. So what you've got here is a simple review text. Again, we all know that people on the web, they tend to skim read, so they don't really great detail. Okay, so although these are valuable, people aren't going to read them in huge detail. They will skim through and pick out bits and pieces to review. It's very important that you look at each individual review and try and pick out how that is relevant to you. What does that tell you about what you need to do with your business? So you've got here, I'm a French customer, I buy this clothes for my wife and I'm very happy with my choice. Okay, they're very easy to play, but longer than I thought. The price was very interesting. It can also explain the bag, which is not very well finished. So that's telling you, although this guy's happy, he wasn't expecting too much for the money, the bag's a bit iffy. Thank you for speed of delivery, so it's an endorsement of your delivery to a French customer. Sorry for my English. Okay, so you really need to pick apart every single review if you can, and try and figure out what does it tell you as a business about your product and your service level. Okay, don't look at it as a positive or a negative. So what structured reviews do is they actually ask shoppers when reviewing, they get them to answer pertinent questions. And the pertinent questions, these are questions that, as a buyer, are key to me in making a decision to go ahead and buy. So it's trying to address the barriers to sale. And they change on a product by product basis. So what structured reviews do is they kind of build data and they make it easy to swallow. So when you're actually looking at a site, as an example here, you get summaries. Okay, so best uses, daily use, fallen arches, heel problems. Now these, I can look at this and I can see a snapshot there. I don't need to read a review in detail. I can see whether that's going to address the problem I have. Okay, so you've got pros there, you've got best uses there, and you've got no cons. And here we have a review request, which again is asking pertinent questions. And these are actually, with third-party review companies, these are actually built up over time, so they learn what these pertinent questions are. And when they present a review, they actually present these pertinent questions to the customers. And you can see here that if your question doesn't exist here, you can actually add your own. And they will then feed that into their system, and your question may pop up later as one that, you know, if enough people see that as a barrier. Moderation is extremely important, not for removing negative reviews, because negative reviews are important in that they reinforce the positives. Again, they show a transparency. So they show that, you know, you're happy to allow people to be open and honest about your products. You're not removing them, you know, just to kind of make out that everything's fine and rosy. Okay, so review moderation is very important to ensure that language is suitable and not detrimental to your brand. Obviously, you don't want to be associated with, you know, profanities and whatnot. So you need to make sure that it is suitable to your brand, to ensure reviews are relevant and not spam, and to remove inflammatory reviews. So it's not a forum for, you know, having a pop at somebody else if they think the product is bad. But is review moderation time consuming? If it's handled in-house and you actually generate a lot of reviews, then clearly it can be time consuming. Okay, third-party review services, and there are lots of them. Services like Shopzilla Reviews, Bazaar Voice, Review is one we've spoken about a little bit earlier. They will provide you with first-line moderation. So they will go through every review. Some of it is software-based, but they will remove out any reviews that fit into these categories. That doesn't mean to say that you don't have the option then to look and reverse that decision, or to remove reviews that they've allowed through. But they will cut out most of the problems for you. Why should they write a review for you? You know, what's in it for them? You know, that they're investing time in you. So, you know, without any kind of proactive marketing to try and drum up some reviews, you probably won't get it. Particularly at the start where there are no reviews. You know, people are reluctant to submit the first one. So there are email services, and they will send out automated reminders, say 14 days post-sale. Okay, stick a reminder in the box. There's got to be something in it for the customer. Now that can be kind of an emotional benefit. It doesn't have to be something tangible. It can be an emotion. It can be something like be part of the community, help your peers. You know, get involved with like-minded people. Harder to get across than a tangible benefit. And most often, when you first starting off, you wanted to provide some kind of tangible benefits, such as, you know, enter a competition, win a set of headphones, 5% off your next order, etc. Okay, so moving on to on-site testimonials and feedback. This is more about service. So your ratings and reviews, ask and answer, they will tell you things about individual products that you set up. Testimonials and feedback, they will tell you about the service, and then people will respond and tell you about how they feel about your business. Okay, so you should always get that kind of feedback, because that's telling you, you know, as I said earlier, whether your courier is delivering on time, whether your warehouse are packing your shipments properly, whether you're good value for money, whether your customer service people are friendly. Okay. So it gives you an insight into the fundamental areas of your e-commerce business. Now again, you should always address the negative comments. So in every single scenario, any negative comments that are placed, you should always go back with an answer, and you should be looking for those negatives. But what you do by blogging is you actually encourage, again, community-style engagement. So that means people come back, they become regular visitors to your site, and they generate fresh content, and that's good for SEO. People share interesting blog posts, and that leads to kind of a viral effect, and it increases the number of inbound links to your site, as people kind of, you know, virally spread that blog post and those comments around the internet. search engines, they like unique content that is kept fresh, okay? And it signifies a living, breathing site. So user reviews and user-generated content are changing all of the time. Nothing else on your site, particularly around particularly e-commerce sites. Like CMS sites can change on a regular basis, but your product pages, your category pages, they change very little over time. But user-generated content can keep them fresh. So feeds into category pages, into product pages with user reviews. You know, it's just constantly cycling that content. So you can see here, stat here on increased click-through rate on search engine results pages because review snippets can be injected into Google listings. So that is your reviews on site can actually be injected into Google search engine results as well.